Guys, Dr. Cinema here. Star Trek month is almost over. I still want to put out a few more videos before the month ends. Although I guess in terms of importance, this video probably will be a little bit redundant considering what my next video is going to be, but I'm still going to do it. So, Star Trek has had 13 different movies with 3 different general overview plot lines is how I'm going to word it for this video. The first 6 movies focus on the original characters of Star Trek as portrayed by the original actors. Movies 7 through 10 focus on the characters of Star Trek The Next Generation as portrayed by their original actors. The last 3 movies, Star Trek 2009, Into Darkness, and Beyond, focus on the original characters but portrayed by different actors in a new timeline. Previously this month, I have determined the best movie of each of these 3 different eras: Wrath of Khan, First Contact, and Beyond. Now it's time to put all 3 up against each other for the ultimate Star Trek battle. Which movie is the best? So, I apologize in advance if this video ends up being a lot shorter than most face-off videos, but there are a couple other videos that I'm giving a little bit more of a higher priority before the month ends. So, 4 rounds, 3 movies. Let's do this. Round 1. Story. The story of Wrath of Khan is that with Jim and other members of the original crew getting older and experiencing new journeys in their lives, they still somehow manage to all come together and as they are faced with the return of Khan, arguably the greatest villain of the original series, coming back to take revenge. In First Contact, the Borg, arguably the greatest enemy of the Next Generation crew, return as they use time travel to try to go back in time to prevent first contact between humans and the Vulcans, and as they try to assimilate Earth back all those years ago. The Next Generation crew follow them and stop them from completing their plan. Star Trek Beyond sees the crew, as portrayed by different actors, go up against, well, their most original enemy, and they try to stop him from creating a new war that will put the Federation in jeopardy of being destroyed. So in terms of story, I would say Wrath of Khan kind of has the advantage since it does tie back to the original series, but not in a different way from the Borg. The Borg have always been a recurring threat, so of course they're going to come back in the movie version. But Khan only made a 1 episode appearance in the original series, which makes his return all that more epic. And it adds more weight to the story and to what the characters are faced throughout the entire movie. So I'm giving round 1 to the Wrath of Khan. Let's move on to round 2. Atmosphere. Wrath of Khan feels in parts like a horror movie in a good way, with Khan going around killing people trying to find what he's looking for, and the other members trying to fight back in secret. It's a suspenseful movie, but it is sort of contradictory to the entire core and message of Star Trek of, making the right decision, that kind of stuff. Not saying that they don't make right decisions in Wrath of Khan, but overall, it doesn't really feel like the complete spirit of Star Trek is what I'm trying to say. Star Trek Beyond certainly does have that spirit, but it also doesn't feel like there's really that much weight in certain parts of the movie, which is no fault to the filmmakers behind that movie. It's just how it ended up being. First Contact has that dark atmosphere, but also feels very much a Star Trek movie in every way possible. An enemy, intensity, although some really thoughtful philosophical thinking in certain parts of the movie, which is ultimately what Star Trek is about. So this round goes to First Contact. Now let's move into round 3, action and special effects. While the special effects of The Wrath of Khan certainly improved since the original series, we're not really going to say it's the best. With Star Trek First Contact, there is definitely more action and such. But when compared to Star Trek Beyond, it really pales in comparison. Now, the good thing about Star Trek Beyond is that while it does have some very updated action special effects, it doesn't take away from the character work that Star Trek is known for, so it finds a good balance, which I really like from these new films. So this round goes to Star Trek Beyond. Now I've got the 4th and final round. You ready for this? Round 4, Legacy. So, while I do really like Star Trek Beyond and think it's the best of the Kelvin timeline movies, there are a lot of people who say it's not even the best of the Kelvin timeline movies. So its legacy isn't really the most impressive. So that really leaves The Wrath of Khan and First Contact, both considered to be the best of their respected parts of the movie franchise. Yeah, this is actually a tough one. You've got Khan and the original characters of Kirk, Bones, and Spock. And you've got Captain Picard, Data, Worf, Riker, and the Borg. Although there might be one thing about First Contact that gives it a slight disadvantage in this round. The Borg, which in the show has always been portrayed as like a collective, autonomous, almost zombie-like alien species. In the movie, they're given a Borg Queen. And I really like the Borg Queen, don't get me wrong. But there is something about it that sort of contradicts what we've seen in the show. I mean, I could probably make an argument of saying that it doesn't, but to most people, it can't seem like a contradiction. Wrath of Khan, on the other hand, no real such contradiction to the original series. It keeps continuity straight for the most part, and it delivers on what it promises. So yeah, this round and the face-off goes to The Wrath of Khan. Again, I'm sorry this video is shorter than most face-off videos, but once you see my next video coming out, you can see why this one is a little bit redundant. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and when Star Trek month isn't over yet, baby.